Hi everybody, welcome back to the Collective. I'm Salvador, and this is Utsu-P Moksha. Let me tell you why this is a really good thing. So, Utsu-P is a very well-known and very important figure in the Vocaloid community, not only for the amount of stuff that he puts out, about a little less than one album a year, and not even only for how good a lot of it is. If I had to give a number, say 80% of the songs are at least above a 7 out of 10. But more so that, at least when he first came on the scene, Vocaloid and metal didn't really happen almost at all, I don't think, from my memory. Because at the time, in 2009-ish, the software was in very early stages, and it kind of sounded very robotic. And of course, there was a lot of female vocal samples. Most of it was very, cute sounding almost. So most we really do was pop, or even maybe pop rock, but usually most of it was electronic based. So what did Utsu-P manage to do in 2009-ish, I believe, 2008, 2009, on his first release, the Doll EP, he found a way to make the Vocaloid scream, and he kind of opened the door for Vocaloid and metal to start, happening. And let me tell you again, big output, lots of good stuff on there. This is his third album, and it's probably one of his best for sure. And it's an album in the sense of it's not an album like a Tool album or a Swans album where there's push and pull, and certain tracks have there's opener tracks and closer tracks, and tracks are more climaxes or breaks from the loudness and abrasiveness of certain things. It's not like that. It's more sort of a collection of songs. So it's not really exactly an emphasis on flow. It's more so you have some heavy songs, you have some songs that are not as heavy, and you also have songs that are more, because poppy, it depends on the song, but sometimes it's a bit more funky, but a bit more calm, but usually they're even poppy, but usually the factor is that they're slower than the other ones. I think speed is definitely the thing that sets apart the tracks from the other ones. Words. This album has a lot of traditional Japanese instrumentation kind of sprinkled throughout, and really tastefully, mind you, and it really works for the songs and the parts that he's using them in. And I don't know about this album specifically, but I know later on, Utsu-P does do the guitar himself, and he's a solo artist, and the drums are programmed. I think it is bass too. But he does have a band that he plays stuff live with. He plays this stuff live with words and pronunciation. And he also has his own personal band, the Ohio Gozaimasus, I believe. I can't pronounce it right, but sure. Where he has a separate catalog where it's him and his band. He does sing or scream or what have you. And so on this album specifically, he's not playing guitar, but I know nowadays he does, probably because this is his third album. He's just starting out, right? This is like 2013, so he wasn't even doing this for that long. So mostly what he was doing is arranging and composing, and that's mostly where he shines, especially on tracks way later on, like Pure White Poison, and tracks like Fools Are Trapped to the Anomaly, and tracks like Emancipation and Moksha. They're definitely very well written songs musically, like the melodies, the parts, all that kind of stuff. From my understanding, on this album, he doesn't do guitar. He does not do I forget. He doesn't do a lot of the instruments, but he does write everything. He writes all the parts, he writes all the lyrics, he does all that kind of stuff himself, and it's really, really good. He's really good at that. And that's another thing, is that for his little catalog, he'll touch on nu metal, on thrash metal, on gent. And you'll throw little bits of Japanese instrumentation, throw little bits of EDM in certain songs, throw little bits of hip hop in certain songs, and he's as of late he's experimented a lot, and I think this is one of the first where he actually starts doing that more than the previous ones. The first track, Emancipation, is a good opener, really good. It's basically just a short 40 seconds, and it's just a little 2-line song that's very like raising the curtains kind of feel. Has a Japanese instrumentation that I was talking about earlier, with some flutes and some tribal drums and such. And this song, Emancipation, again, actually ties into the title track, Moksha, which isn't for about 7 songs later in the track list. So you can play them back to back, and they'd fit as one song. On this album, they are split, which I find odd, but sure. The first song and the second song, the next one, I guess, Riot, high octane opener, real fast, nice chorus, all that kind of stuff. Fools Are Attracted to Anomaly. Now, this is a great track. The drums are killer. That's another thing, is that despite the drums being programmed, again, they do these live. So what you hear on the album is what you would hear live. So when the drums are doing killer stuff, that's exactly what they're doing live, which is really cool. I don't know if they're writing the parts on drums, putting them into the computer, or they're writing the parts on the computer and writing within what the drummer can do live. But either way, it's good shit. This is one of the many tracks on this album that are standouts. Now, a little bit of a spoiler. All these tracks are great. There's maybe one that's kind of more like a 5 or 6 out of 10. That's not necessarily a skip, but not really catchy, nothing really new. It's also really late in the track list. But all these songs are good, and this is one of those songs where it's really good. One of the best on the album by a big jump. It's still one of those classics today. The next song, Rebirth. Nice verse, great chorus, really great bridge. I'm going to speed through these a little bit because there is a bunch. It's like a 16-track album. And most of what I have to say is kind of the same. They're all heavy, most of them are very fast, etc., etc., etc. The next track, Corona, great main riff, great. There's a real nice descending pre-chorus thing, real nice solo. The next track, I think Dharma-san Has Fallen. Again, this is one of the songs where, again, like Fools Are Attracted to the Anomaly, very much a standout, very much. And it almost has a bit of a funkiness to it. Some nice bass parts, some nice synths. Fools Are Attracted to the Anomaly also has very nice synth guitar callbacks, not callbacks, call and response kind of stuff. Very, very catchy song also. The next song, This Is Lovesong, another standout. Drums are killer, very fast paced, very, very, almost thrashing the drums a little bit in certain parts. Very ominous verse, some choir vocals in the back, very minor key sounding. Next track, The Setting Sun, great verse. It has a good solo too. The solo on The Setting Sun is not exactly a shreddy solo, but it's very tasteful, and all the notes are in the right place, all kind of stuff. The next song, Let's Ride the Happy Train, again has a bit of those traditional instruments again in the opening, just for a brief opener, and when it kicks in, it sounds a lot like Red Stars by the Birthday Massacre. I think it's Red Stars. I can check right now, because usually I don't have anything in front of me, so I can't check these things. But now I do. It is Red Stars. I am an idiot. I'll put that there for right now. Anyways, good song. Really good song. Next song, Compared to the Back of the Anonymous. It's alright. It's good. It's just, at this point in the album, it's not very catchy, and it's not doing a lot of things different at all. So it doesn't really stand out. And at least to this point, it was the catchy melody standing out, making the track stand out. So at this point, they're all kind of doing the same thing, but at least the melodies are very distinct and catchy, and most of the parts are very distinct. This just sounds like the same kind of stuff. the melodies aren't that catchy, so it doesn't really pop out. It's kind of there. It's still good. It's not a skip. It's more so like maybe a 6 out of 10, but it's still good. Moksha, another standout. Again, title of Emancipation, more traditional stuff, very, very good. The next track, Black Hole Artist, very thrashy drums, real great. Actually got 2 verses and a chorus, both great. Amazing solo, a lot more shreddy on this one. Real cool stuff happening there. Allegra, the next track, starts off with some really nice pitched percussion, really cool stuff. Real catchy chorus, has a really nice calmer midsection. You got a little piano almost shredding in the back, just going wild. And on some other albums of his, like Psychodrama and Diarrhea, the piano is a much larger feature. There's a lot more of that shredding piano going on. Real cool stuff with that kind of stuff. And if you have not listened to the albums of Diarrhea, I would check that out. And Psychodrama, I was also check that out. And he has a guest singer on that one, from what I remember. The next song, The Trains Are Running on Schedule, very ominous. Almost has a kind of cult-ish verse. And again, it's alright. It's not that, because this time it is doing other things than compared to back to the Anonymous. It's more so that it's still not catchy. It is cool though. It's doing some unique stuff. And then the last track, Pure White Poison, phenomenal song. One of his better songs, period. And his whole discography, period. Very, very nice. It's kind of like Metallica's Fade to Black. Not Fade to Black. Fade to Black, or Nothing Else Matters, where it's about 7 minutes, slow build, kind of. The ending is so great, kind of. It's the whole song is kind of like a big push and a lift, and it kind of ends, it kind of like sets you down kind of gently, and so great. Lyrics are kind of sad too. Now the actual last song, the bonus track, Striped Melody, is kind of an amusing thing because it's very happy, a lot more like poppy very poppy melody, very major key. If you watch Animate, it sounds a lot like the K-On opening, the first one. I think it's called Fua Time. Anyways, real cool stuff there. It's still a good song too, and he does a lot on certain albums where the bonus track is actually some random full-on EDM trance track or in other genres of EDM stuff. And this is not one of those, but there is a little bit of that. It sparks that trend of a very random happy-go-lucky bonus track. Very cool stuff. And that's it. If I had to give this album a score, it'd probably be a good, probably 8 out of 10 for sure. Tons of good songs. Tons of good songs. Like honestly, one of his best albums, and that's about it. So I will see y'all the next one. Yeah, cool.